By the end of today's video, you're going to have the logical next step on what to do to delete and remove any negative item. So you can go ahead and save on interest. You can go ahead and get that car. You can go ahead and get 100K in business funding, whatever you desire. Let's get straight to it. So we're going to talk about how to fix, protect, and leverage your credit without the guesswork. Right. My name is Michael Benjamin. I'm going to give you a proven framework, right, that you can follow to basically take control of your credit. I know how it feels. You've been going video after video. You've been focusing on all this different information. Maybe you've been trying different stuff. Maybe those items have been reinserted on your credit. It stops now, right? So watch the entire video. Let's get straight to it. So, why is this training even different, right? If you follow me, if you've been watching my videos, you know how I get down with the sauce. If you're new, you're in for a treat. So, why is the training different? So, practical, proven strategies. We're not talking about theoretical concepts. Only battle-tested approaches that work in today's credit environment as of 2025. I've been doing this shit since 2021, right? So I've seen things change. I've seen people I started with not doing it no more. So I've seen a lot backed by real results, methods that have been validated by actual client success stories and measurable improvements, right? Focusing on speed and confidence. People tend to get around me and they just get the confidence to actually move forward. It's spiritual. I don't know how else to say it. I'm blessed by the Most High, I'm blessed by God, and maybe you are as well, right? So keep that in mind. It's designed to help you take action quickly and just have certainty in your approach. I'm not here to give you vague tips you've already heard on YouTube. Everything you'll learn is based off of real data, real clients, and real results. I've helped people get anywhere as low as 10K to up to over 250K in funding and turn their credit from a liability into an asset. So just keep that in mind. All right, so my story, just a little bit quick recap. So I used to actually be a chemical engineer. So, obviously you have to have some sort of discipline to be an engineer. So I went from chemical engineer to credit and funding expert. So engineering taught me precision and systems and to focus on data, focus on what works, focus on what doesn't work, and do a reiteration. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. You feel me? So I built insider bank connections too when it comes to the funding. And I've helped clients secure multiple millions in funding. So, like I said, I started as a chemical engineer, but my passion for freedom led me to mastering credit repair and business funding, right? So I went from chemical engineer, I retired my 9 to 5, I retired my mom, paid off her car note and everything. All this stuff is documented. So along the way, I built relationships with bank insiders. I mastered the consumer laws. Obviously, there's still stuff to learn. I won't consider myself a master. I mastered what I need, right? I mastered what you need to get those deletions. And I created a process that anyone can follow, any everyday people. So this is a problem with most credit advice, right? They have a generic templates, one size fits all approach that doesn't address everybody's specific situation. No accountability. Maybe there's advice without follow through or support when obstacles come up. Outdated information, you know what I'm saying? Strategies that worked years ago, but it's not going to work in today's credit climate. No plan after the fixing. Like, what we doing after the fixing? Are we leveraging it? Are we using it? What are we doing with it? Right. So most advice is going to be too general, or it's just wrong shit. People copy and paste dispute letters without having a strategy. They just copy what they'll see on ChatGPT, or they give up too soon, and they got no plan on how to protect their credit after fixing it. That ends for you today. So why does this matter even now, right? This is very important. So the banks have been tightening on approvals. If you understand the power of leveraging your credit and you want to get access to funding, you got to understand that these institutions, they're becoming selective every day. As I'm recording this video, they're becoming more selective, about who they approve for funding. So keep that in mind, right? So rules are changing overnight. Like I said, credit policies can transform without even warning you. They close opportunities. I've seen it happen so many times, right? Waiting costs you thousands of dollars. I would say even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Every day that you choose not to take action and get in the right environment, it's going to mean those higher interest rates. It's going to mean missed funding chances. It's going to mean just losing. You don't want to continue losing. So, like I said, lender rules can change in a day. Like I said, I've seen banks remove features, I've seen them remove programs, I've seen them become increasingly selective, like I said. So, waiting is expensive. Just understand that waiting is expensive. Waiting is not the solution. We go to the next slide. So the three-part credit blueprint. So we want to fix, protect, and leverage. Fix, what does that mean? Obviously, we're fixing the credit. We're going to strategically use consumer loss. Consumer loss is the best way to fix a credit, right? I'm not talking about the other methods. What do people, Metro 2, all them stuff. Shout out to them if they working, but consumer loss is the best way to fix the credit, right? So we're going to use consumer loss. Number two, we're going to protect the credit. We're going to implement safeguards to maintain your improved credit standing because we want to protect the credit, but most importantly, we want to leverage it. We want to use it. Credit is to be used, right? Credit is to be used. I just had a conversation today about someone just being so emotional about the credit. That's not necessarily what you should do. You got to understand that it's to be used, right? So don't be so fixated on the vanity metrics of, oh, I got an 800 and all that. That's cute, but how are you using it? That 750 that's being used is more valuable than the 800 that's not being used. The 800 that's just a skinny profile. We want to have some meat to our profile. Pause for my New Yorkers out there. So this is a proven sequence. So first, we want to fix our credit strategically, which is going to be what consumer laws, the most powerful way to fix your credit. Second, we're going to protect it from damage, right? You got to protect it like it's your baby. Protect it like it's your kid. Y'all ever see those situations where it's like a girl, she's like, oh, my ex used my credit, messed up my credit, this, that, and the third. That's often a thing that happens. And I want y'all to be in a different mindset. You got to be in a different mindset now when you're rocking with me, when you're watching my videos, when you're part of my ecosystem. We got to understand we got to protect our credit like it's our baby, right? Some of y'all got kids. Protect it like it's your kid. So keep that in mind. Sometimes people, they mess up their kids' credit, right? So protect it like it's your kid. So yeah, remember that. And then we're going to leverage it, obviously. All right, so number one, fix. So strategic disputes, we're not going to be guessing, right? So we're going to have a targeted approach based on your specific credit situation. Every credit situation is not a one size fits all. This is why we have consultations, and this is why it's like a doctor, right? You have to figure out what's going on with the person's situation before you move forward in terms of, okay, this is how we're going to tackle it. But the biggest thing we got to remember, which is our medicine, is going to be consumer laws, right? So we're going to use the FCRA. We're going to use the FDCPA. We're going to leverage legal frameworks that protect your rights, right? And then number three, tracking and persistence. So consistent follow up and documentation of all communications. Obviously, tracking things, doing it certified mail and, things of that nature. So we just want to make sure that we're persistent in the tracking. We want to make sure that we're persistent in what we're doing. We want to make sure we're persistent in communicating with our accountability partner. You could watch all this shit for free on YouTube and everything, but sometimes it's about getting in that environment where you have accountability of like-minded individuals. You have accountability of other people that are like you, right? And maybe you've been in a community before, but you haven't been in a community like Cat Credit University. I promise you that. So fixing your credit isn't about sending one letter and hoping. It's about using the right law at the right time with persistence. I'll give you an example today, right? But inside Cat Credit University, I'm going to walk through every scenario, right? So just keep that in mind, right? It's about using the right law at the right time. For example, the example I want to give you, um, 15 USC 1681 IA1A. That's requesting a reinvestigation, right? But every situation, like I said, is different. Are we looking at the payment history? Are we looking at the open closing dates? Are we looking at the status of it? Are we looking at something that's actually inaccurate, right? So I want y'all to understand that it's levels to this shit. Step two is protect, right? So this is an optional thing, but once your credit is fixed, you can go ahead and freeze your secondary bureaus just to keep away from additional pools and things like that. You want to monitor it monthly, obviously, so keep that in mind and avoid unnecessary hard inquiries. But remember, your credit is to be used. Once your credit is fixed, we lock it down. Just make sure that everything is protected. Most importantly, we want to leverage it. 0% interest business credit cards. If you're a follower of me, you've been watching me, you understand I get people these high limit 0% interest business credit cards. You may have seen the video I put out recently where I got my client a $75,000 0% interest Chase business credit card. That's 0% interest for 12 months. He's able to max out that card $75,000 and his minimum payment is only 1% or $750 per month. If you have almost $100,000 invested and you can't pay $750 per month, you're not supposed to be getting that access to that capital. My point is Credit allows you to have access to this leverage that'll allow you to grow your business. Even let's say you're not a business owner, you're a regular consumer. The thing is, you can have that good credit. Now you can sell authorized user trade lines. Everybody needs money, right? Everybody needs credit. So most importantly, you're learning a skill that you're going to use to empower yourself, right? Maybe you want to go get a new car. Maybe it's not even about business. Maybe you want to get approved for a house. A lot of people want to get approved for a house. No matter what, you're going to have to leverage your credit. I have the insider bank connections, right, for the business owners, for the people that want access to the business credit. So direct relationships with the people that work with underwriting, right? So those are bank relationship managers. And then obviously fast track funding options, expedited paths to capital that most people will never discover. We plugged in basically is my point. So case study, right? We got Doc Davis. So he was a credit repair. He still does credit repair, but he went from credit repair to over 5,000 a month his first month of doing funding. This is all documented stuff. You see this image here on the left. You can literally go to my YouTube and watch the case study video we did. So Doc Davis, like I said, he was just like you. That's a credit repair business owner. Some of y'all are credit repair business owners that are watching this. Maybe you're just making less than 10K a month. Maybe you're making more. I don't know. But Doc Davis was in your position. He was already doing credit repair, but he knew he needed a higher leverage vehicle and took advantage of the business funding blueprint that we have in Cat Credit University. And he went from zero to over $5,000 in his first month doing funding, getting people access to money, right? Using the strategies that I taught him. And this, keep in mind too, this was all extra money on top of what he was already still doing with the credit repair. It was just all about precision and persistence. All about precision and persistence. You're watching my video right now. I don't know what your journey is looking like. You've probably been persistent. Why would you stop now? You've been persistent for so long, but now you're watching the video that's going to give you the correct blueprint. Why would you stop being persistent, right? So if you're ready to unlock your full potential and achieve your financial milestones, the blueprint guides you in Cat Credit University. Let's look at Ajike, right? Ajike, she was just like you, right? She was just in your spot, watching my YouTube, watching my Instagram and everything, but she chose to move forward and go with her purpose. Look, the screenshot over there. The video, 33-minute video, it's documented, right? She went from fear to taking action to credit repair success. Keep that in mind. She joined Cat Credit University. She was scared until she finally got out of her own way. She was in her own way initially. You might be watching this right now. You might be watching this at midnight. You might be watching this at 1, 2, 3 a.m. You might be watching this in the afternoon. You might be watching this in the morning. You might be in your own way right now, right? Cat Credit University, we're here to support you and help you get out of your own way. Within weeks, within months, and everything, she was taking confident action, getting results for her clients. We spoke about it in the case study. That transformation came from support and strategy. Imagine she ignored what the Most High called her to do. She spoke about it in the video. We always say that God speaks through people, right? So maybe God is using me to talk to you right now. I'm not trying to say like, oh, join. You know how people be with the tithing, like guilting you and stuff like that. I'm not saying that as anything. I'm just speaking how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? So Cal Credit University is here if you want to go ahead and get to our next level. Now let's talk about Jeremy. Case study as well. This is all documented information, right? So you can go look at these videos if you haven't watched them before. Go watch them for yourself. I'm just giving a summary, right? So Jeremy, he went from getting scammed to success in the credit repair, entrepreneurship, and freedom. So Jeremy came to us after he got scammed by a different credit specialist. He invested and he said he's somebody that dives deep into information. So he dove deep and saw results within 7 days. Will you be like Jeremy? I can't guarantee that you'll be like Jeremy, but some of y'all that are watching me right now, you are like Jeremy. You just need to take that action, dive deep into the community, connect with like-minded individuals, and then you're going to get your results, right? He was diligent. He applied every step. Go watch the video that I did with him. He's speaking about it, right? I'm over here sweating like a pastor. I'm preaching. So he applied every step, and now he's not just an entrepreneur, but he's a role model for what's possible, right? Go watch the entire story. He spoke about it, man. It was a dope, inspirational story. So if you're ready to write your own success story, the Credit Blueprint is your guide to financial liberation. Cat Credit University, we are here for you. This is the gap, though. Let's talk about it. Free content is cool. And I'm on record understanding and knowing that I have the most valuable YouTube channel on the planet, right? I know I'm Himothy when it comes to my YouTube channel. I know I'm him. I know my YouTube channel is a sauce. But you got to understand, free content is good for a starting point, but it's simply is not going to provide what you truly need for lasting credit transformation. I'm the one that created all my YouTube videos that are posted on here, right? So obviously, me as a creator that created the YouTube videos, I know what it is. It's a leading system as a starting point. A lot of y'all are so fixated on just watching my YouTube, not realizing that it's the way it's structured is as a starting point. Cat Credit University, the communities, the mentorships, and everything, that's the finishing, that's the next steps. You're supposed to take the next steps, right? If we're talking about grade 0 through 12, I'm understanding that my YouTube is like elementary school. You got to graduate and go to junior high and high school, right? So when you continue dealing with the gap, just watching the free YouTube information, what you're doing is you're repeating the fifth grade, you're repeating the sixth grade, you're repeating the third grade. You're super, they say super senior, right? In high school. So you're a super sixth grader. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to just understand that in your head when you just watch the free information, but you don't invest in yourself, right? So personalized feedback. Your unique credit situation requires tailored advice, not generic templates. This is why you have to be in the community, right? Insider updates, access to real time changes and banking policies and consumer laws, right? Things are always changing, new methods are always happening. That happens when you're part of a community. That doesn't necessarily happen on YouTube. I give y'all the starting point, but the whole thing is progression. Y'all got to realize, like, my whole story, if you just look at my story, like I said, chemical engineer, I invested in a lot of mentorships, and then I left my 9 to 5. I'm looking at it like y'all are going to do the same thing that I did, right? So you got to understand you can't just rely on the free information because my mindset is that y'all are going to progress. As I'm progressing, y'all progress, right? So keep that in mind. Accountability, support, and guidance to overcome obstacles and stay on track, and then community support, a network of peers and experts to share experiences and insights with. So just keep that in mind. I'm hoping that y'all understand this, and I'm hoping that this is a light bulb moment because I know some of y'all been watching me for years. You're probably wondering, like, damn, I've been watching him for years, but I'm still in the same situation. The YouTube is a starting point. You're supposed to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. Inside Cat Credit University, we got step-by-step trainings, structure, easy to follow modules, rapid understanding application. Go watch a case study with Jeremy. He talks about how he dove into all the trainings and just watch any of it with everybody. They talk about how they went into trainings. Look at go. I didn't talk about Debbie, but go watch the case study with Debbie as well. Right. Private community, so you connect with like-minded individuals and peers. And then templates and scripts. We do have templates, obviously, just as a guidance. And then you get access to real-time changes. Like I said, just updates on stuff. I drop funding gems in there as well. Those of y'all that understand funding, you get someone 50,000, you made 5,000 success fee. So, the value is crazy. So this is all just for $29 a month. You get access, full access to my system, my community, and my insider knowledge, right? One powerful tip can save you thousands, hundreds of thousands in interest or unlock critical funding opportunities. So keep that in mind. Let's talk about why $29 is a no-brainer, right? If you're not a dumbass, you've been watching this whole video, you understand that, but sometimes we got to just say it so that the subconscious mind can pick up on it. So investing in your financial future doesn't have to break the bank. Here's why joining Cat Credit University is an easy decision. It's less than dinner out, right? So gain access to insider knowledge and tools for less than the cost of a single meal out per month. A lot of y'all buying all these burgers and junk food and all that is giving y'all stomach pain. I don't know where you can go to invest $29 and you getting all these huge ROI, right? Besides Cat Credit University, I don't know. Obviously, you can cancel anytime, no long-term contract or any hidden fees. So you have the flexibility to cancel your subscription whenever you choose to. And then results focus. Our program is designed for action and tangible outcomes, helping you achieve your credit and funding goals rapidly. One thing I failed to mention in this presentation, I forgot, I didn't put it on the slide, is that we do have an affiliate program. So it's school has told me to do 40%, but I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do 50%. So every member, if you join that you refer, you get half of that, right? So let's use $30. So $15 a month for each person you refer, recurring every month. So you literally invite two people, your membership is free as long as they stay, right? So think about it. For the cost of taking out a meal, you get insider knowledge, step-by-step training, and direct access to a network of people on the same path as you. That's priceless. I've had programs where, like higher mentorship programs, where people that were never going to meet each other They met each other, right? Same thing here in Cat Credit University. I've connected people. Like I mentioned in, I think with the case study with the Ajika, I connected her with someone she was never gonna meet, right? So like-minded individuals, you got to remember that. It's priceless. So yeah, join Cat Credit University today, $29 a month. You can cancel anytime. With that being said, hopefully this was valuable and you know, make the right decision. Don't make the right decision. At the end of the day, I'm really not gonna know. I just make these videos to attract my unique tribe. Hopefully that's you. We'll see you on Inside. Regardless of your decision, I hope you make a decision. Y'all have a blessed one.